Hey guys, welcome to Origination Overload. Today I'm going to be talking to you about sidechain compression and showing you various ways on how you can use it. The cool thing you can do is actually add some sidechaining to a pad to give it a nice pumping effect. Let me show you. So I'm just going to create a Thor and do a generic pad sound. The Warmth Deluxe is quite nice. Just gonna draw in a 4-bar loop of a C chord. Okay. So let's add a compressor to this. And then I'm going to create a redrum, push shift so it doesn't wire it. Take the stereo out into the sidechain of the compressor. If you want to know how I got to that view, push tab. Or you can go options, toggle rack, front, rear. So now, in order to trigger this sidechaining, I actually have to draw in a pattern. So you won't hear anything, but you'll see the kick coming through this M-class compressor. Put the threshold down, put the ratio up so you see it pumping quite a bit. Now let's hear what that sounds like. So it's without and with. Let's say you got a really long snare and you want to create an interesting effect with it. That's quite a long snare. Let's just change the pitch to make it longer. Again, redrum, hold down shift to push tab, take the stereo out. Oops, make sure you actually add a compressor, M-class compressor, to the sound that you want to sidechain. It's an interesting effect. So this is it without the sidechaining. Sounds like this. With the sidechaining. Can make it a bit faster. It's a cool little effect. Of course, you don't always have to use percussion to trigger your sidechaining. For this next example, I'm going to be using a bassline to trigger the sidechain. So let's say I've got a beat going. Let's create a simple bassline. Matrix pattern sequencer, just a basic offbeat bassline. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this bassline. I'm going to go to my beats. I'm going to add a compressor. I'm going to go to that duplicated bassline. disconnect it. First of all, push tab, disconnect it, and then I'm going to reconnect it to the sidechain input on the back of the compressor on the beat, and put the threshold all the way down, ratio all the way up. Okay, so this is it without the sidechaining, and with, without, and with. Can you hear how much clearer that is? Okay, so let's say you're doing a complex beat which is using various bass drums, and some of the bass drums are quite long. So in this example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using sidechain compression to duck the kick before the next kick plays. That's quite a long kick. And it's playing over itself there. Okay, so you can actually hear that kick is playing over itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate the redrum, and then I'm going to add a compressor to the original. So what I'm going to do now is add a redrum and push shift so it doesn't wire it. Create instrument, redrum, hold down shift. Okay, so it's not wired. As you can see, I'm actually working on a template. If you want to see how I made that, check out my other video. Okay, so I already got a compressor on my kick drums. So I'm going to add the stereo out of the redrum into the sidechain of the compressor. Switch the compressor on. Okay, now you can see my kick is hitting here. So I'm probably going to want to try and do the side chaining just before it hits. So on the 4, the 8, and the 10. Okay, make sure it's on attacks quite fast. Put the threshold all the way down, ratio all the way up. Make my release a bit quicker. This is without, and this is with. See, now the problem with that is that it's probably too quick, so it's got kind of like a clicky sound to it. So I'm just going to make the attack a bit slower for the side chaining. So this is it without the side chain. With. It's quite subtle, but it definitely makes the bass drum, it's quite subtle, but it definitely makes the bass drum pump a lot more and have more punch, because it's giving some space for the speaker to just suck in and suck out, and thus giving it more impact. I hope that gave you some ideas and different ways you can use sidechaining. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Cheers. Origination overload.